Hello everyone, I am Professor Argan and today I will discuss one of the very interesting concept of La's-Atelier principle, and we will see with this knowledge how can we determine the direction of any chemical reaction at equilibrium with some interesting discussion. Let's start. As La's-Atelier's principle is an outcome of the equilibrium state of any reaction, we first need to have a brief idea about chemical equilibrium. Let's discuss it with the following reaction, where A and B reacts with each other to give products C and D. The reversible arrow denotes that the rate of the forward reaction is same as the rate of the backward reaction. Thus, it is a dynamic state and not a static one. We need to remember one thing, that is La's-Atelier's principle can only be valid at equilibrium state of any chemical reaction. The principle is finally based on second law of thermodynamics. According to this principle, when a system at equilibrium is disturbed, the position of the equilibrium shifts in a direction so that the effect of the change is nullified. This is La's-Atelier principle. Factors regulating the chemical equilibrium are change in temperature, pressure or concentration. Those are discussed individually with some examples. The Haber process for the manufacturing of ammonia is one of the industrially important reaction for the production of fertilizers. In this process, nitrogen from air combines with hydrogen derived mainly from natural gas or methane into ammonia. The reaction is reversible and the production of ammonia is exothermic, which is suggested by the negative change in enthalpy. Though the conversion at each step is 15%, but the rate is quite fast in presence of iron catalyst. Now I will discuss how the change in temperature and pressure affect this reaction with respect to La's-Atelier principle. The qualitative relationship of temperature change on chemical equilibrium is expressed by La's-Atelier principle. In case of endothermic reaction where heat is absorbed in the forward direction, we need to increase the reaction temperature to maintain the equilibrium of the reaction and to decrease the temperature if the reaction is exothermic. Let's explain the temperature effect with an example. In Haber process, the synthesis of ammonia is exothermic reaction. Thus, if temperature is increased, then to maintain chemical equilibrium, the reaction moves to backward direction as heat is evolved in the forward direction, and system will remove heat when generated, and vice versa. Thus, to yield the product theoretically, we need to decrease the temperature. Pressure has also important effect on chemical equilibrium. An increase in pressure will cause the composition of the equilibrium system to change in such a manner as to decrease the number of moles, which implies decrease in pressure and vice versa. Again, we will take the same example of ammonia synthesis. Note the number of moles of the gas on the left hand side and the number of moles of gas on the right hand side. In this case, 4 moles of reactants is converted into 2 moles of product. If we were to decrease pressure, the equilibrium of the above reaction would shift to the left because the reactant side has greater number of moles than the product side. The system tries to counteract the decrease in partial pressure of gas molecule by shifting to the side that exerts greater pressure. Thus, we need high pressure to move the reaction in the forward direction. Here's another example. For a gas phase reaction in which the number of moles of gas on both sides of the equation are equal, the system will be unaffected by changes in pressure. Thus, La's-Atelier principle can be used to encourage the formation of a desired product in any chemical reaction which is present in its equilibrium. The presence of an inert gas or non-reacting gas may affect the degree of dissociation at equilibrium by its effect in decreasing the partial pressure of the reacting gases. Let me explain it with an example. Dissociation of nitrogen tetroxide to form nitrogen dioxide in presence of nitrogen, which is a non-reacting gas and has an effect in the equilibrium of the reaction. If the total pressure remain constant, then the degree of dissociation of reactant in presence of inert gas will be more with respect to in absence of inert gas. Because of this dissociation reaction, according to Lass-Atelier principle, decreasing pressure of reactant will increase the rate of the product as number of moles present at product site is more than the reactant site. Production of lime from limestone is an endothermic reaction. From Lass-Atelier principle, increasing temperature moves the equilibrium to the right to minimize temperature change. Hence, calcium oxide formation is favored by high temperature. In fact, the reaction is not feasible until it reaches at least 900 to 1000 degrees Celsius. 1 mole of gas is formed in this process from a solid material that is calcium carbonate. So, there is a net increase in the moles of gas in lime formation since there is no gaseous reactants present in the system. Therefore, decreasing the pressure will favor the formation of more gas molecules. Thus, the reaction is carried out in a well-ventilated kiln. Now I'll discuss about another important reaction, that is sulfuric acid production by contact process. Some of the important uses of sulfuric acid is observed in fertilizer and manufacturing processes. The usage of sulfuric acid include lead acid batteries, manufacturing of fibers, titanium dioxide, dyestuffs, explosive, acid baths to clean metal, etc. 3 steps are involved in this reaction. Can you tell me which step is controlled by Lass-Atelier principle? Yes, it is the first step, as this principle is valid only for the reaction at equilibrium. The contact process of sulfur trioxide production is economically efficient for the manufacture of the important industrial chemical sulfuric acid, which is an exothermic reaction, as enthalpy change is negative. In this process, sulfur dioxide is mixed with air in a 2:1 ratio and the mixture passed over vanadium pentoxide catalyst at a relatively high temperature of about 450 degrees Celsius and at a pressure of between 1 to 2 atmosphere. If the sulfur trioxide is added directly to water, an acid mist will form, which is difficult to contain because the reaction to form sulfuric acid solution is very exothermic. That's why step 2, that is the formation of oleum, is followed before proceeding to step 3. Another industrially important chemical reaction is methanol production from synthesis gas. The reaction is carried out at 250 degrees Celsius over copper zinc oxide alumina catalyst at a pressure of 50 to 100 atmosphere. Can you tell me in which direction will the equilibrium shift if the temperature is raised for the dissociation of nitrogen tetroxide to nitrogen dioxide for this reaction? As the enthalpy change is positive, that is endothermic reaction, on increasing temperature, the system wants to decrease the temperature to maintain the equilibrium state of the reaction. Now I'll share one secret related to color changing magic. You can also try it in your lab and get amazed. If you add concentrated hydrochloric acid to a pink colored solution containing hexaaqua cobalt 2 ions, it turned into dark blue solution. Here the 6 water molecules are replaced by 4 chloride ions in forward direction. This reaction can be easily reversed by adding water to the solution. Adding water to the right hand side of the equilibrium has the effect of moving the position of equilibrium to the left, and as a result the color changed again into pink from dark blue. So today's discussion has come to an end. If you have any query related to this topic, feel free to ask at comment box. Thank you for watching. Till then, bye bye.